Welcome to the 2020 P6 Stella High School Mathematics Prelim Paper 1 Booklet B answers. Grab your pens and papers and let's get started with question 16. Use all the given digits to form the smallest decimal. So be it smallest decimal, smallest number, whatever it is, let's always start with the smallest digit, okay? In this case, the smallest digit is a 0. Okay, so let's start with 0. Then let's put a decimal here, and then followed by 2, and then 3, and then 6. So there's an ascending number. Okay, 0, 2, 3, 6. And my answer will just be 0.236. Alright, so we move on to question 17. Question 17 is a measurement question, so let me bring in my protractor, okay? So they want you to measure BCD. BCD is this angle. So let me put BCD. So let me put my protractor here, okay? Okay, let's be accurate, okay? So let's move the line, the red line, towards this angle. And you realize that my angle is 113. Okay, because I'm starting from here, I'm measuring from 0 all the way to 113. Okay, you can see it from here also, 113. Okay, I'm going to remove this protractor and just write down my answer, alright? So it's 113 degrees. Because it's obtuse, alright? So find the value of 4050 to divide by 50. When you see questions like that and you're in section B where there's no calculator allowed, put it inside, put it as a fraction. Okay, when you put it as a fraction, you realize that the zeros can be cancelled away. And when the zeros are cancelled away, you're left with a single digit in your denominator where you can use long division. Okay, let's do it together. Okay, so your answer will be 81. Got it? Very, very straightforward. So this is 3 marks if you got all 3 correct. And let's move on to the top views, front views, and side views of the two figures M and N. So we have to do it one by one, okay? So that we don't be careless or anything. So let's deal with the front view for M first. The front view for M is going to will look like that. Okay, M, front view is going to look like that. Okay, because I can see here, 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 and here. So there are two cubes here. Okay, so how about my side view? So if I see the side view, right, what you're seeing is one box here, and then there's 2 boxes here. So this is the one box I just drew, and then at the side there are 2 boxes. I'll just call them boxes or cubes. Okay, they're the same thing. So let's go to the top view. The top view, you realize that there are 4 cubes here and then 1 cube, starting from the second one. So I'm going to draw 4 cubes first. And then this other cube is at if this is the first cube, this is the second cube. So there's 2 cubes at the second cube. Alright, so how about N? Let's do it for N now. Same thing, let's start with front view. Front view, I'll see 1 at the left side, 2 for my second cube, and then there's 2 more who are at the same level. Okay, at the base level here. So 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay, how about my side view? My side view is also 1 and 2. So it will be 1 and then 2 cubes. Alright, how about my top view? My top view will be, let me draw 4 cubes first. And then 1, 2, 3. On my third cube, I'll have 1 extra here. So which view of figures M and N are the same? it will be the front view and side view. Okay? Understand? So I already drew it out. If you don't understand, you can go and digest this first. Okay? So let's move on to question 20. The opening hours of a music shop are shown below. How long is the shop open on Sunday? Give your answers in hours and minutes. So the best thing to do is draw a timeline. Okay? 9:30 to 3:45 because this is Sunday. Let's all start with 9:30. Okay? So 9:30 to 10:30, 11:30. I'm just going to continue, okay? Until I hit 3:30. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Okay, I will not hit a 7th hour because if it's 7 hours, it's going to be 4:30. But my school closes at 3:45. So from 3:30 to 3:45, I just take 45 to minus 30. I'm gonna get 15 minutes. Okay, that's how I reach 3:45 p.m. So my answer will just be, all these on top are hours. So 9:30 to 10:30 is 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hours, and 15 minutes. Okay, very straightforward. Draw the line to help you see better, and always stop at the whole number. Okay, so 6 is my last whole number that I can add. The next one will be in terms of minutes. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Okay, question 21. A and B are two ends of a straight road. A is here, B is here, and the tortoise moved towards this direction, while the hare moved towards this direction. And after 10 minutes, the tortoise covered 1/3 of the road. So let's just cut it into 3 parts, okay? So 1/3, so the tortoise will be here, okay? And the hare covered 2/5 of it. So the hare covered 2/5 while the tortoise covered 1/3. And I want to make sure I can draw it both on this line. So I'm going to make them same denominator. Okay, times 5, times 5. And the other one I have to times 3. Okay, so I need to divide them into 4 parts. Okay, it's not really drawn to scale, but there are 15 spaces here right now. Okay, and the tortoise will be at the 5th unit because the tortoise is going towards this direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The tortoise will be here. Okay, T is for tortoise. And then where would the hare be? The hare will be at the 6th unit. But we can't count from here. We've got to count from here because that's where the hare starts from. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the hare will be here. Okay, I'm going to put it as a H. So let's continue reading the question. What fraction of the road are the tortoise and hare apart after 10 minutes? So this is exactly after 10 minutes. And they're asking you the distance between here and here. Not the distance, but the fraction. So this whole thing has 15 spaces. So because it's over 15, and let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer will be 4 over 15. Okay? I'm using this very simple method to see it because anyway they drew a line for us, so why not just utilize it to benefit ourselves, correct? So basically the answer is 4 over 15. Okay, just because it's 6 over 15 and 5 over 15 doesn't mean you plus or minus it together. Okay, so one careless mistake people can make is to take 6 over 15 to minus 5 over 15. But after drawing on the diagram, we realize, oh, that's not the case. So let's move on to question 22. Mrs. Lee had 4/5 kg of a flour. So 4/5 kg is its fraction, and we can actually make this fraction into decimal also. So 4/5 kg can be equals to 8 over 10 kg, or aka 0.8 kg. Okay, you need to know that this 4/5 kg of flour is different from this 1 over 8. Okay, this 1 over 8 is the fraction of the total flour. Okay, not the mass. So she used 1 over 8 of the flour to make some pancakes. How much flour had she left? So she used 1 over 8 of the flour. Of is times, right? The flour. The flour is this flour. Okay, so let's take 1 over 8 times 4/5 to find out how much she used. So I cancel. So I get 1/10. So she used 1/10 kg to make pancakes. Okay? And then how much flour has she left? At first she has 4/5 kg, right? So we take 4/5 to minus away how much she used. Okay? My answer 8 minus 1 is 7 out of 10. Got it? It's just 7 out of 10. Okay, don't mix up. Don't just take 4/5 minus 1 away. That's not the case because there's an off here. Okay, and off is a multiplication. Very straightforward, but this is the type of question that sometimes just people make careless mistakes. So be careful, right? So these are two answers, and let's move on together. Question 25 together. Towns P, Q, and S are located as shown in the grid below. So this is the grid, and you can see that the grid is a bit blurry, so I'm going to draw the lines first before I continue with this question. Okay. I think so far, that's enough. So anyway, let's continue with our question. A car travels from town P to S along the grid lines. It can only move in either east or north direction. So let me complete this part. So east and north, I'll complete this. So at the bottom it's south, and then west, and then east. Okay, so I can only move in the east, which is the right hand side, or the top. Okay, without passing through town Q. How many possible routes can I take? So let's try. This is one. Okay, a bit messy, but try and bear with it. And I can also move this way. 2. So that's the second one. I can move this way too. 3. Or I can move this way. 4. So there are 4 ways I can move. Okay. So the answer would be 4. Oh wait, there's a blank space here. Okay. So I can move 4 ways. Try and follow. Okay. So for those who need it, I'm gonna redraw in different colors. So the first one is in red. So the different colors doesn't really help. So anyway, maybe I can draw outside. The first one is like that. Okay. The second one is like that. The third one is like that, straight up to S. And the fourth one will be like that. Okay? So with all this in mind, you can go in backwards and watch it again. Okay, let's continue the question. Town Q is southwest of town X. So where's southwest? Southwest is here, right? So Q is southwest of town X. Put a cross in the grid to indicate where town X is. So if my Q is here, basically if my Q is here, that means my X will be here. So let's go diagonal. So this is where my X will be at. Okay, so if my X is here, to the southwest, it will be Q. So yeah, it's correct. So this is where my X is. Okay, got it? There are a lot of colors in this question. But anyway, let's move on to question 26. I'm going to go back to the usual blue. Okay, square ABCD and rectangle CEFG overlap as shown in the diagram. So this is where they overlap. ACF is 90 degrees and FCG is 23 degrees. So they want you to find X. A lot of things going on in this question, but let's do it one by one. Where's ECF? We can find out where's ECF first, correct? So ECF is from here to here. And angle ECF will be equals to, because the whole thing is 90, and to find ECF, I can just take 90 degrees, which is the corner of a rectangle, to minus away 23 degrees. Okay? I'm gonna get, let's do working here. 67. Okay, so now that we found this is 67 degrees, I'm gonna write it in. Let's try and find out what is ACF. Oh, ACE first. ACE. So AC is just, because you realize that they say that this is a right angle, so ACE over here, this small little angle, would just be 90 degrees minus away 67 degrees, which I'm going to get as 23 degrees. Okay, so this part shaded in blue is 23 degrees. Okay, so they want me to find X. We can find ACB, right? ACB. ACB is just, okay, maybe I shouldn't have erased. I shouldn't have done it because it's very messy. Okay, so this is angle ACE. Okay, so now we can find ACB. ACB is just half of the right angle, because DCB is a right angle of a square, and ACB would just be 45 degrees. Because I take 90 degrees to divide by 2, I'm going to get 45 degrees. I'm going to divide it here for those who needs it. Okay, so I'm going to get 45 degrees. So this is 45 degrees. And X will just be 45 degrees minus away 23 degrees. So I'm going to erase what is not needed on the diagram right now and just show you how I got my answer. The final step. I'm going to use red. Okay, so ACE is 23 degrees. And X is ACB minus ACE. So X, the shaded part, will just be 45 degrees minus 23 degrees. Okay? Which is 22 degrees. And that's my answer. The degree is already here, so I don't need another degree. Okay? So, yeah. So basically this thing, look at where my pencil is at, is 45 degrees because it's a diagonal and it cuts this angle, this right angle into half. So it's 45 degrees, and then I minus away this ACE, so I can find out what's my X. Okay, we're given a lot of hints in this question, so it's not too bad. 27. A bag of sweets was shared equally among a group of 40 students. So there are 40 students in that class, I suppose, and 12 of them gave away their share. So when 12 of them gave away their share of sweets to the rest of students, who are these people? Rest of students. Okay, how many students were left after 12 of them decided to give up their sweets? We will take 40 to minus 12. Okay, we can do our working here. So there are 28 students left, okay? As a result, the rest of the students receive 6 more sweets each. So the rest of students refer to these 28 people left, and each of them have 26 more sweets. So we take 28 times 6 to find out how many sweets were given out, okay, to these remaining people. So 168 sweets were given out, okay, to the rest of students, which are the 28 people. Okay, so who gave these 168 sweets? It's the 12 students who gave up their share. So if 12 students give up their share, I'm gonna get 168 sweets. Okay, how many sweets were given to each student? So how many sweets did each student have? I'll just need to take 168 to divide by 12. Okay, let's see what my answer is. So my answer will be 14 sweets. Okay, this question is a bit confusing, can be a bit confusing, but let's try and break it down again, okay? So 12 of these students gave away their sweets. So every student will give away an equal amount of sweets. And we found out that the total amount of sweets given up by these 12 students is 28 times 6. Because the remaining students who didn't give up their sweets and who got extra sweets instead got 6 each. So if I were to give 6 each to 28 students, I'll have 168. So these 168 extra sweets actually came from the 12 students who gave up their sweets. So to find out how many sweets one student had, we just need to take 168 divided by 12. And I'm going to get 14 sweets. Okay? You need to watch again if you don't understand. Okay, but if you still don't understand, then just leave a comment. I can, drop you a mail or something. Okay? So question 28, let's do it together. The graph shows the number of cups of coffee sold in a cafe from Tuesday to Sunday. So like what I said, I like to write out the numbers first. So it's a bit blur, but let's just try, okay? So this is 40. So Wednesday is 40. Thursday is, so how many spaces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 spaces, right? That means each space is 5. Okay? So 40 minus 5 is 35. And this is 60 minus 5, which is 55. And this is 60 plus 5, so this is 65. And Sunday will be 40, 45, 50. It will be 50. Okay? So anyway, the percentage increase in the number of cups of coffee sold from Tuesday to Wednesday is 60%. So that means Tuesday is and Wednesday is let's find the percentage, okay? So I have an increase. That means if Tuesday is 100%, Wednesday will be 100% plus 60%. Okay, I'm gonna get 160%. And from this graph, we can see that 160% equals to 40 cups. How many cups was sold on Tuesday? Tuesday is 100%. So let's find out what's 100%. Okay, so I'll just take 40 to divide by this number, then I times this number, 160 times 100. Okay, cross, divide by 2, I'm gonna get 8. Divide by 2 again, I'm gonna get 4. Divide by 2 again, I'm gonna get 5. So here I can divide by 2. So 5 times 5 is 25. So on Tuesday it's 25 cups. Okay. These 2 questions might be a bit dry, but try and follow, okay? So if you're done, let's move on together. Question 29, complete each of the figures below using the dotted line as a line of symmetry. So this is the line of symmetry as we can all see here. So let's just start drawing, okay? So this is a straight line, that's a diagonal. So I draw a diagonal line. Hold on. I'm going to draw a diagonal line that reaches here. Okay, and then there's another diagonal line that crosses 2 boxes. So we have to start from here and cross 2 diagonal boxes. Okay, so right now it looks very symmetrical, right? So we have another diagonal that is making like a 90 degrees. So let's do it, a 90 degree right angle diagonal. So it's here. Okay, so now after that we have a straight line down all the way to the dotted line. So let's just do it from here, whichever point I'm at, draw a dotted line down and hit the line of symmetry, and we are done. Okay, you can use this method for whatever future drawings you have. Okay, and then for the next one it's this. So you can see this one is shading. So okay, this is the line of symmetry, right? So this box is shaded, this half and this half are symmetrical. So after this half, there's another box that's shaded, so it's shaded here. So after that, there's another box shaded, so this is where it has to be shaded. Okay, so after that, we look at this bottom one. This is a triangle and this is a triangle, and they are both symmetrical. So after the triangle, there's a box shaded, so we have to shade this part, and then we are done. Okay, so easily 2 marks. If you need, you can flip the paper in exams, but if you don't, you can just do it as what I did. I like to compare, and then I like to connect after that. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Question 30. A square is divided into 4 parts, A, B, C, D. So without reading the question further, I'll know that A plus B equals to B, D plus C, because A plus B is half the square. Okay, so with that in mind, let's continue reading. The ratio of the area of part A to the area of part C is 5:6. So let's just write it down so that we don't have to keep reading the question for the information. 5:6. And the ratio of the area of part A to the area of the square is 1:3. So A square is ABCD, right? So I'm just going to put ABCD instead of spelling out square. It's 1:3. Okay, so let's see what we can find out from these two ratios without stressing ourselves into finding our answers first. So both are A's. One is 5 unit, one is 1 unit. So let's make both of them 5. Okay, so we can compare. So I'm going to get 5:15. So that means the area of the square is 15 units, correct? Because it is ABCD, the whole thing. So 15 units, if I want to divide by 2, I'm going to get a decimal because this is an odd number. So in order for me to do it with a proper whole number without decimals, I think I would like to times 2 it. Okay, when I multiply it both by 2, I will get an even number. So when I get even number, when I divide it by 2, I will get an even number also without decimals. Okay, I'll get a number without decimals, which makes things easier to work with. So that's why I multiply it by 2. So since I multiply it by 2, my A becomes 10 unit, and my A here has to become 10 unit also. Okay, try and follow. So it's 10:12. Alright, so ABCD is 30 units. This means that A plus B equals to 30 divided by 2 units. Okay, I'm going to get 15 units. So 15 units is A plus B or C plus D. Okay, so half of it is 15 units. Okay, so let's just say that A plus B equals 15 units, okay? And A is 10 units. So that means B is 15 unit minus 10 unit, which is equals to 5 unit. Alright, so that means this is 10 unit and this is 5 unit. Okay, my C is 12 unit. Can you follow? So what's my D? My D will just be 15 unit minus 12 unit. I'm going to get 3 unit. So my D is 3 unit. Got it? So if we add up all together, 10 plus 5, 15, 15 plus 3, 18, 18 plus 12, 30, we get 30 units here. Okay, that's why I had to times 2. So I don't deal with decimals, which is going to confuse some students here. Okay, find the ratio of the area of part B to the area of part D. Part B is 5, part D is 3. So B is to D will just be 5 is to 3, and that's my answer. Okay, we have to utilize whatever information we have and make things easier for ourselves. That's why there are some steps that I did. Okay, try and rewatch it again if you need to, but congrats, you're at the end of the paper, and good job on finishing this, and I hope you enjoyed yourself and benefited from this video. Okay, I'll see you in the next video, which will be Stella High's paper 2. Okay, good job.